Welcome in, everyone, to day 2 of our workshop with Jim Edwards. Jim is a legend, in my opinion, in the world of marketing. In the late 90s, he put out a ton of cool things that people, are still fans of. We actually had some comments of somebody saying, "Hey, I bought Jim's CDs back in 98 or 99." And if those of you who don't know what a
Back in the
CD
day.
is, uh, I can't help you, but we're going into
Dude, you want to
sales.
see something old? I know you're this sold. This is my first real info product selling your home alone. I went to tell me if you know what this is, okay?
Oh
It
my
was a
God, that is
VHS
a.
tape.
You needed a VCR player for that, didn't you?
Yeah, but that was high tech back in 1996. This is my first info product. Went to a TV station and had that recorded, went through all that stuff. It was big time.
There's
But
proof
see,
of the pudding, you guys. What's Jim's telling you now is that he's been doing this for a long time, but don't mistake old strategies for today's age. Like today, marketing is pretty watered down. I'm sure Jim feels that way too in some scenarios. There's a lot of noise around AI stuff that makes this whole watering even worse, but what I want to do is invite you all in focusing in on today. Day 2 is going to be tremendous for you. And I truly believe that one, I've seen the content, but number two, it's coming from a lot of practical experiences. So if you're joining us in the Zoom room, welcome in Tuesday morning. You'll notice that our Zoom chat is turned off, and that's by design. We want you to interact with us in the Facebook group. I'm sorry, the Facebook page, and that's where I'll monitor comments and Jim will as well. I want you to tell us, all of you Floridians, hopefully you have internet still and electricity with the storm coming and all of that. So stay safe. We're wishing nothing but the best to you. But everyone else, interact with us. Tell us where you're from. Yesterday we talked about hook story offer, right? We created the kind of the principles and fundamentals of the what's going to take to help move the needle in your business. But Jim, welcome back, man. Thanks for saying yes to us again. We've had a
absolutely.
great time. We had a great time yesterday.
So far, I'm gonna borrow your thing. Paul's like, so far the comments have been really, pretty good. I'm like, so far, geez, not, no pressure now for 3 more days, but so far it's been a lot of fun. And so far, no, I'm just playing, man. This is awesome. I'm excited. I love sharing this stuff, and this is the kind of stuff that will make a difference. In fact, one of the things I'm going to share today, I'm going to pay forward some advice that was given to me in a hotel lobby almost 24 years ago, a piece of advice that changed my life in that instant, for real. And I'm going to share that with y'all today. So you want to stay tuned for that. That's called salting, by the way. When you drop something like that, and then people are like, oh, snap.
I love it. There's going to be a lot of nuggets that you're going to be finding today, and a ton of you had tremendous feedback about yesterday. But remember, this is what I would hate to happen is that you come in and watch this, and it just turns into another webinar, another educational event that you feel like you're doing something about it. It doesn't matter if you're listening and just hearing. We want you to take some of these things and apply to your business. That is the biggest form of compliment that I have ever received from people that tell me from our mastermind scenarios. They come into our mastermind totally lost and they're like, Paulson, I'm going to walk the stage with our, massive award. And I know that they applied things. And not all things that they applied came from the mastermind. It doesn't attribute to the awards. And I'm not the only expert, as you all know, but I'll tell you, there's a proof in the pudding for the folks that do the work. A lot of people marinate around the work. So I want to invite all of you to actually just take away one thing, if anything, just one thing, and apply it to your business. I promise you it'll change. Jim, give us an overview of what we might have missed yesterday. Hook story offer, huge fundamental principle in marketing that Jim articulated in an amazing way. Give us a quick overview before we set the agenda for today.
Okay, so quick review. We talked about hook, story, offer. And hook, story, offer, you may have heard that before, you may not. You may think you know what it means, and that's fine. But the bottom line is the hook is this is the basic structure for any piece of sales copy, whether it's a 10-page sales letter or a one-page opt-in page or an ad or anything. Okay, the hook is how you stop them, how you get them to pay attention, how you pre-frame them for what's coming next, how you call out to the audience that should pay attention to the message that you have. Okay. Typically, the hook is either a headline or a graphic or both. Okay. So, story, and it can also be the first words out of your mouth when you talk in a speech or something like that. The story is basically whatever content you're sharing, and typically whatever sales content you are sharing. Now, sales content can be a blog post. It can be a big long sales letter. We're going to give you 13-point sales letter formula today to teach you how to create a sales letter. But content could be one sentence in the middle of an ad sandwiched between a hook and a call to action. Okay. So, but the story is the middle. If you think of this like a sandwich, bread, meat, cheese, whatever, be a whole bunch of stuff. And then the offer is typically an offer at its core. An offer is an invitation to do something, to buy, to try, to click, to sign up, to opt in, to call on the phone, show up on a Zoom. That call to action could be to buy this right now, or it's an invitation to the next step. Okay, that's all it is. It's an invitation, but if you think of this like a conversation, it's all got to make sense. It's all got to flow. And so that is a 2-minute recap of 2 hours of fun that we had yesterday. That if you missed it, I'd encourage you to catch a replay. And if you enjoyed it, let us know in the comments over there on the Facebooks.
I love
If
that.
you thought what you learned yesterday was good, if it was good enough to show up for day 2. And then I want everybody in the comments to put hashtag so far so good. That's what I want everybody to do, because so far so good on this. I'm gonna try and extend my streak another day.
So just to give you guys all context, Jim emailed me. I don't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he emailed me. It's like, hey, how did everybody love the workshop on day 1? And as conservative as I am when I provide feedback, I told Jim, so far so good. And Jim is poking at me here. He's like, so far, which I love, but we've been loving it. So if you have enjoyed some of the content from day 1 and the strategies, type in hashtag so far, and then. But here's the thing, sales fun. So let's talk about why this matters for a quick second. I know this is obvious for maybe me and you, Jim, but like, why should this matter? Why does copywriting matter to a SaaSpreneur or maybe a marketer, maybe a coach, consultant, maybe an author in the world of high level? Why? Help us understand the why here.
Oh, the why is real simple. Okay. The why is sales. The why is impact. The why is followers. The why is building your tribe and your following. The reason you got to get good at sales copy is because that's how you get people to go from strangers to friends and friends to customers. That's how you get people to go from casually interested to raving fans. That's how you get people to go from reading an ad all the way to signing up for your $50,000 inner circle. That's how you go from being a part of a billion-dollar organization, standing at a window saying, would you like fries with that and perhaps a hot apple pie, to driving your Lambo, your Rolls, or maybe even just your Honda van. Okay. The point is, without being able to sell people through words, you can't do ultimately what you want to do, which is to make money, have impact, and change the world. That's why you got to get good at this. But the great news is you don't have to be born with this ability. And unlike 11th grade English class, which was a real pain, you are rewarded with this for results, not for originality. And that's why you see copywriters using swipe files and other stuff. It's, you know, you use what works and you can learn what works real fast. Because if you just learn just what you need to know, you don't not filled up with a bunch of extra stuff that's not going to help you. Like if you learn what I'm about to go through here, just learn these 13 points, how to assemble these 13 points. You think of them like, oh, good. Think of them like giant Lego blocks, okay? That if you can assemble these 13 blocks in order, you can make a coherent sales presentation that will work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365, even on Christmas. I've had people buy stuff from me on Christmas because they got a new computer for Christmas and they wanted to buy something through their new computer. No kidding. And you know what I say about those people? God bless them. Send me another 1,000. Okay. So that's why you want to get really good at writing sales copy.
Absolutely. And just to give us a temperature check, let's do a quick self-assessment. And it's okay to be vulnerable. This is a judgment-free zone. Tell us whether you have any clients or not. If you're starting out, it's totally fine. Maybe you're at your 9 to 5 today, and you're trying to watch this workshop to make that jump. So you can tell, you can tell your wife, like I did back in the day, that I'm starting a whole new business, or your partner or whatever. I want to make sure you're in the right place. So tell us in the comments if you're starting out, brand new, don't have any clients yet. And then also tell us, maybe you're at the 5 client mark. Maybe you have 5 clients, maybe 10 clients. Tell us maybe you're at intermediate level. And maybe tell us also if you consider yourself a bit more advanced. Maybe you have 25 clients. Maybe you have 35 clients, 50 clients. It doesn't matter. I can tell you if you sit through this day 2, you're going to take away things that you can apply today. So Jim, sales funnels. What does that mean? Give us an overarching idea of what we're going to learn today. Set us the agenda for day 2.
Sure. So a sales funnel, there's all kinds of complicated answers to what is a sales funnel. I'm going to make it real simple for you. Okay. Listen very carefully. A sales funnel is simply a website, but it is a website that is structured to offer maximum value to the customer and help you extract maximum profit from the interaction. Let me say that again. All the people write entire books about this, okay? And they make it way too complicated. A sales funnel is a website structured in a specific way to maximize the value offered to the customer and maximize the potential profit for you. That's it. That's it. There's nothing more complicated about than that. And there's a specific structure that you use specifically for like a sales letter funnel. And then tomorrow we'll talk about opt-in funnels, and then we'll talk about follow-up funnels. But the bottom line is that's it. It's structured. And I'm going to draw out the structure for you right now. I'm going to skip ahead, Paulson. You know why?
Let's do it.
Because I'm just inspired to do it. Okay. Here's a sales letter funnel. And you're like, dude, probably ought to stick to the slides for the text. And you'd probably be right. Because this is what happens when nuns whack you on the knuckles with a metal ruler. A sales letter funnel is like this. You got a sales letter, which, by the way, I'm going to give you a 13-point formula for creating this today. You have a sales letter. One of those long ones that everybody says is dead. Oh, nobody reads those. Yeah, except the people who send you money. Then, typically, you want to have an order bump. By the way, Go High Level makes all this stuff super simple for you to do. Point and click, easy to do. An order bump is simply, imagine they're checking out, somebody's checking out the grocery cart, little Timmy's sitting in the thing. Oh, I want some Tic Tacs. I want a Slim Jim. I want a People magazine. You're too young for that. Give me a Jolt Cola. All the stuff that they offer you at the end, when you're like, yeah, throw it in the basket, that can massively increase your profitability. And typically, unless you're going to have to tell me to tone it down or not, or stuff like that. But unless you're holding up like a severed head or insulting their kids, you're going to have anywhere from a 10 to a 40% take rate on this. It's not an income claim or guarantee. Results may vary. From my experience, 10 to 40% of the people are going to say, hey, yeah, I want Tic Tacs and a Slim Jim. Then you're going to, after they pay, instead of just saying, here's your order, you're like, hey, these people just paid. They're excited. This is the most excited they will ever be about this entire thing. Nirvana, heaven, paradise, whatever you want to call it, is the time between they put in their digits and hit that button and when they show up over on the confirmation page, right? Why? Because on the confirmation page, they have to start taking responsibility for their own actions. But in that instant between when they hit that button, they're the happiest they'll ever be because they're living in a world of all potentiality, because the reason they bought was because they want all the benefits that you told them about on your sales page. They'll never be more pumped. That's when you make a one-time offer. And a one-time offer is basically what you say, hey, Paulson, thanks so much for buying my book. You made a great decision. Here's why. Now, your order's not quite finished because, and then you make them another offer. An offer related to the sales page where you're either helping them save time, save money, get faster results, or avoid a whole lot of effort by doing it for them. And there's a whole training that we can do on that. Okay, but this is how the thing is structured. And they can do it as easy as a single click. Hey, add this to your offer, just click it, automatically be added to your offer. Again, unless you're holding up severed head or kicking babies, anywhere between 10 and 40% of the people are going to take this. I've had offers, one-time offers. I just did one in the last week. 75% of the people paid me an extra $500. Not an income claim. Your results may vary. Man, I'm going to tell you what, your compliance attorneys are just going to love me, man. That dude's like a walk-in disclaimer.
They are going to love you.
Now, the reason that this works is because this follows psychology and other cool stuff. But the bottom line is, you haven't just made one offer, you've made three. That's the beauty of this. And we have maximized value because people who are really interested in this are going to be like, yeah, I'd like to get that tool. Heck yeah, I wouldn't mind getting an hour of coaching or whatever. Someone who's not interested is when nobody reads those. Yeah, you're nobody. But there's some somebodies out there who are going to read this, who are in my target audience, who are going to go, holy crap, where have you been all my life? And shut up and take my money. Okay, that's what we want. And so we're maximizing the value that's available to them, and we're maximizing our potential profit. The key to this whole thing, though, is if this sales letter, I would say if this sales letter sucks, if this sales letter is underperforming or missing perhaps a certain item or something that would keep someone from saying, take my money, then that's going to cause you a problem. So really, this is the most important part because this is the first step. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
I love that. I got a question for you before we move forward.
Okay.
The type of offers in each one of those steps, do they have to be relevant to each other? Should we have,
yes.
do we have to have an ascension model that complements each other? Can you share?
They should be related. They should really be related. So I'm going to give you some, there's a whole bunch of different ways that you could do this, but let me give you the onesie twosie Peter Rabbit. This will hold you over 85% of the time. Okay. Whatever this is that you're selling, This should be this right here, the order bump is typically a tool or an add-on that complements the main offer. I'm going to give you a real super simple example, but actually will be really good. I have a friend of mine who sold handmade picnic tables with a one-page sales letter. He was killing it. His order bump was a red and white checkered plastic table mat, mustard ketchup dispensers, and a thing that held the mustard, the ketchup, the salt, and the pepper, and the napkins, and then a bunch of things that you use to cover stuff to hold the plate, to keep the flies off the plates. And he would bring that for you. So it was like, it's like the picnic pack or something like that. And it made him an extra $30 with every one of these things that he sold.
Mm.
He didn't have a one-time offer because we couldn't figure out a one-time offer that would work. But he was doing, every summer, he was doing at least 100 of these tables. So what's 100 times 30? $3,000. See, I can do that math. All right. So he made an extra $3,000 cash by doing that. But what is that? That's just a tool. It's a thing that goes along with the main offer. Now, this, typically what we want to do is the one-time offer is going to help them get the benefit quicker. It's going to help them eliminate effort. So it might be a done for you. So I know that, like, one of the things that I know you guys have messed around with your funnel and stuff, but I know for a fact that one of the things that you guys have offered at one time, like a one-time offer after you sign up, hey, we'll set everything up for you for whatever. And it was some ridiculously low price, but it was like, that was the one-time offer, was let us save you a bunch of time. We'll set the whole thing up and we'll actually walk you through using the system.
And when you
Super,
say you guys,
super
you're
smart.
talking about high level?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we still do.
Why would you do that, Paulson? You mean that would actually help you cover the cost of the personnel and help improve the value that someone gets from signing up and might actually make them stick longer in the Go High Level system?
I have a lot of answers, but we'll keep going.
So
We'll
the
keep
answer is
going.
yes. That's why you do it,
Yes.
right? So my point is that proves the rule.
Yes.
All right. You're saving them time. You're helping them avoid effort, and you're drawing them in closer to you. By the way, the number one thing that you can offer as a one-time offer, the fastest thing that you can offer as a one-time offer, is an hour of your time coaching. That is the single fastest thing that you can do, because you don't have to create anything. All you do is say, hey, you spend an hour with me and I'll help you get result with the thing that you bought, the book that you bought, the thing, whatever it is. I'll give you an hour of my time, or I'll give you a deal on an hour of my time.
Yeah,
Is this what you wanted?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for providing the macro picture here of what we're diving into. So let's keep going on what are the fundamentals of a true good sales letter.
Okay. So just as a reminder, okay, what we're going to cover of the 4 days, we already covered hook story offer. Today we're doing sales letter funnels, basically sell anything to anyone, opt-in funnels, build your list and your tribe, and then follow-up funnels on the last day, build relationships on autopilot. So today we are talking about the perfect sales letter funnel. What is the perfect sales letter funnel? It's something that sells 24/7 for you on autopilot. Why would you want a perfect sales letter? Well, because it's your 24/7 salesperson. They never mistake the pitch. They never make a mistake on the pitch. They always deliver exactly the same way. They never call in sick. They make you money on autopilot, and they never complain that they don't want to come to work today. I have on my shirt that says, do you make money while you sleep? And this is one of those phrases where, it could be taken up like, schlocky or schleppy or whatever. But I've been making money since I slept, since 1997. How do you do it? By getting a really good sales letter put together, put it up, make an offer, have people from around the world read it and send you money while you're asleep. It happens. I wake up every morning. I wake up with more money in my bank account than I had the night before. This is not an income claim. Results may vary, but what it means is you have stuff on the web that's working so you don't have to. That's what it is. This isn't schlocky. This is real. Now the question is, how do you make a lot more money while you're sleeping? And that's what we're going to talk about. All right, let me get back over here. I need to get me some shortcuts on here. I also want to say that your slides are so happy. You know, a little slide background that you say, hey, put the slides in. It's such a happy little thing, you know? At first I was like, oh man, come on, I don't want to reform. I'm like, you know what? I love these slides. They're just happy. Hey, by the way, the software that we use, can you guess what the software is we use? Of course, it's Go High Level. And you can get a 30-day free trial of the exact same software that we use, that we put over $1 million in sales through. This is not an income claim. Results may vary. You're also, as a bonus, going to get my snapshot templates and training. I've got a whole bunch of goodies we put together for you that when you sign up for your 30-day free trial, you're going to be able to get access to that. So all the cool stuff that I'm teaching you today, you'll be able to see in action and be able to modify what I've given you to do that. All you have to do is go to gohighlevel.com/Jim Edwards offers, gohighlevel.com/Jim Edwards offers, and you can get a 30-day free trial too. Now, on with the show. What does a sales letter look like? What does one of these sales letters look like? Well, here's what some sales letters did for me. Here's one that did $2 million. Here's one that did 100,000. Here's one that did $3 million. Here's one that did a couple hundred. Here's one that did $250,000. Here's one that did 100,000. Here's one that is crushing it for me every single day. Now, what do these funnels look like? I drew it up here for you already. So we're going to keep going forward because I already drew out what all those funnels look like. All right. So now we're going to dive into the perfect sales letter formula. But before you start writing the sales letter, we need to get into the sales letter mindset, because this is where I can see some of you hearkening back to college or high school, where you left your paper till the last minute. It's due on a Monday, and you don't even start thinking about it until Sunday night after Sunday Night Football, which is real late. Don't think of it as a giant, big, long letter that you have to write. You think of it as a series of simple building blocks. Okay, let me say that again. Think of it as a series of simple building blocks that you assemble into a sales letter. So the formula that we're going to go over today is the problem, agitate, solve formula. There are other ones. There's problem, agitate, eliminate, solve. There's before and after bridge. There's great big promise with 3 benefits. There's a bunch of different ones. The problem, agitate, solve is the easiest one to do. The problem is, what's the problem your target audience is facing? Agitate means you make the problem bigger, more intense, and more immediate for them. In other words, it can't just be hurting a little bit. You want to stir it up. You know, like that little kid at Thanksgiving who brings up that family drama, and all of a sudden everybody's fighting and throwing stuff at each other, and you're sitting back with the popcorn going, God, glad I'm not involved in this. That's the level of agitation you want to stir up in people's minds and then solve. This is where you present your solution to the problem and you show them why they should buy now. So this is where we're going to go over. I'm going to give you an overview of all the steps, all the building blocks real quick, and then we're going to go through each one of them with a cool example. Okay, so don't worry about trying to capture all these and write all down, because this is the overview. So first, you're going to have your headline package. Then you're going to have from the desk of, then the big benefit, then a shocking statement. Then you're going to define the problem. You're going to make the problem worse. You're going to present the solution. You're going to use bullets to build pressure. You're going to have a credibility statement about you. You're going to have proof. Then we're going to sum up the offer. We're going to add some bonuses and pot sweeteners to get them to act now. We're going to have a guarantee to remove the risk. We're going to have a call to action and then a PS to restate the benefits and tell them to act now. Now, what I'm going to tell you is that some of you already are thinking, oh, I'm smarter than this yokel. I heard he lives in the swamps of Virginia. I can make this better. I'm going to rearrange this and do all this other stuff. What I'm telling you is do it this way the first time to get your baseline thing up. Okay. Don't reinvent the wheel, use the wheel, and then you can go try and get the steel belted radials. So the first one in this is the headline package. Now, this is what pulls the reader into your sales letter, and without it, you are hosed. That is a negative thing. We talked about hook story offer yesterday. Well, here's hook rearing its head once again. Here's an example. Do you want more out of life? Discover the incredible 5-step goal achievement system that gives you a positively unfair advantage in business and in life. That was the headline I couldn't remember yesterday that I was like, hey, the one that beat the other one by a factor of 5, that was the one. And you'll notice when I say headline, but I have headline package on there. Headline package can be several different things. It can be a pre-head. Look at this pre-head. Do you want more out of life? That's a pre-head. Okay, the pre-head also can call out to a specific audience. Attention funnel builders, attention go high level customers, attention authors. Okay, call out to the group. Attention authors, discover the incredible 5-step goal achievement system that gives you a positively unfair advantage in self-publishing. See how I can start adapting stuff? And then the subheadline typically is what will tie whatever it is you're selling to the big benefit. But you can also use a bullet package to expand on the benefits that people are looking for. So in this case, I want to help dimensionalize to them what maybe an unfair advantage is. And by adding this, we increase conversion as well. So use it to get anything you want, a fat bank account, a great relationship, a luxury car, a rewarding job, a fine house, whatever it is. You're just 5 steps away from getting, I guess I cut that off. Why? Because I want to give away all my secrets. Next one. Quickly and easily harness the power of amazing interviews to make more sales, expand your audience, create amazing content, and become a respected expert in your niche. That's kind of long. I heard that headlines are only supposed to be 5 words, Jim. Yeah, you heard that from a chucklehead. Headlines, typically you don't want to go beyond what somebody can read really fast. But this is where we fall back on the old thing of test. That's the beauty of Go High Level. You can automatically do A/B tests between headlines. So if you're like, oh, that one's too long. Oh, cool. You know, the most profitable headline I've ever used, could never beat it, conversion rate or otherwise. How to write and publish your own outrageously profitable ebook in as little as 7 days, even if you can't write, can't type, and failed high school English class. Made millions with that one.
And let's pause for a quick second here, Jim. So one thing I want to do is understand where all of you are in your journey. So if you were to start a sales letter today, and Jim talked about having a pre-head on calling out a certain avatar, who is that ICP or that ideal client profile for you? Let me see in the comments of who you're targeting. Is it attention, maybe local business owners? Is it attention, restaurant owners? Is it attention authors? I would love to get an idea and ballpark of where you all are in your target market. Like what industry are you focused on? And from those comments, maybe what we'll do, Jim, is maybe throw out some examples where we can just play with the different types of headlines. I see Alex saying homeowners. Maria says local business owners. I've got my phone here. So I'm seeing these comments come in. So keep putting down which industry, specifically the person that you're targeting. And that way you can build out your sales copy the right way. Now, Jim, if you can go back to that slide where you had 15 steps, before we go any further, I know we touched on headline. What is the concept of this like long form copy? Like why does that work? Is it still work? I mean, I've seen other guys use the same thing. I just recently did a project with Frank Kern, and his style was kind of similar, very long form, copy? Like, what's the principle in that? Is that, help us understand the basics on that.
So if you're selling, and whether you've sold, I recommend that whenever you're going to try and sell something online, try and sell to somebody belly to belly first. And so the thing is, like, if I'm trying to sell you, I can talk to you. Hey, Paulson, do you have a website?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, we're role playing now. Okay. So what do you sell?
Software.
Okay, great. Are as many people buying from your website as you'd like?
Well, we're doing pretty good, Jim, but always room for more when it comes to highlevel.com.
Okay, great. Absolutely. And I'm sure that's absolutely the case. So if I could show you a way that you could increase not only your trials, but your retention and the conversion of those trials into paying customers, would you give me 5 minutes of your time to show you how I could do that?
More than 5 minutes. We've got
Okay,
all
great.
day.
Here's the thing. I can't do that for everybody. So the reason why, and I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here, okay? Because I don't want to muddy the waters, because we are going to get into this.
Perfect. Okay.
But I will, go back to that slide, okay?
Yeah.
Every one of these, I want you to imagine a hurdle or a gate that I have to walk somebody through in order for them to make a buying decision. So, headline: what is this and why should I pay attention? Gate number one. Now, I'm going to skip saying gate number two, gate number three, okay? But you understand what I'm saying. Next, from the desk of, who is this person? Oh, Jim Edwards, he's a this. Okay, let me keep going. And the purpose of each section is to lead somebody to the next section. That is key, all right? So this is a psychological slippery slide that we are walking somebody down. So now, regarding big benefit. Oh, I want that. Let me keep reading. See? Okay, so why should I pay attention? Who is this person? Why do I care? What's the benefit? Okay, well, I'm paying attention. Now, shocking statement. What? Now, I've just been popped. I'm half out of my hypnosis because of the headline, but I'm still looking at Google ads or Facebook ads or cute cat videos on Instagram or whatever. Now you've hit me with a shocking statement. Okay, I'm paying attention. Now, define the problem. Do you have this problem? Yeah, I got that problem. It's kind of annoying, Now, make it worse. Hey, it's not kind of annoying. If you don't do something about this, your wife's going to leave you, your kids are going to call some other guy dad, and your dog's going to bite you. Whoa, I better pay attention. Now, present the solution. Good news for you is we have unscrew your marriage, blah, 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 and it's amazing, and whatever the thing is. Okay. So now we present the solution. Now we use bullets to build pressure. This is where, it's gonna do this, it's gonna do this, it's gonna do this, it's gonna do this. And if you do your bullets the right way, all that's gonna do is it's gonna build that pressure, and they're gonna have no idea how it does it, but they know that they want to do that and that this is gonna do it. Then at that point, they're going to say, hey, wait a minute, this all sounds great. But at this point, you're probably wondering, who is this person, Paulson, who's telling me he could save my marriage and keep my dog from licking some other guy's face and biting me? Then, okay, that sounds real good. But hang on a second. This guy looks pretty smart, looks kind of shady. Works for him. How do I know it's going to work for me? Proof. Now we provide proof, and there are different ways to provide proof that I will talk about. Then once okay, you proved, yeah, okay. So what exactly am I going to get? So we sum up the offer. Hey, that sounds pretty good. Maybe I'll buy that next week because the old lady's not mad at me, and I still got biscuits for the dog. Well, wait a second. I got some bonuses and stuff here and some reasons for you to act now. Hey, these are pretty good, but yeah, what if it sucks? What if it's not all it's cracked up to be? Well, I got a guarantee, but there's a certain way you do the guarantee, which is not some lame ass way that everybody just like 30 days, money back. You're fine. It's a certain way you do it. I'm going to show you that here in a minute. Then after you've taken away all the risk, we have the call to action. Now it's time to decide. You're going to get this. Click the button right now, and you're going to be on your way to nirvana. It doesn't matter if it's 2 a.m. in the morning. You'll be downloading this amazing ebook and benefiting from it within the next 5 minutes. That's actually something I've used that very effectively for a quarter of a century. You're welcome. And then finally, you have the PS, where we restate the big benefits and we tell them to act now, which also creates a secondary reading path where they'll read the headline, they'll read the from the desk of, they'll read all the subheadlines, then they'll read the PS and go, oh, hey, this sounds like something I'm interested in. Let's see what it is. So they go up to basically the call to action and all the stuff where you've summarized everything and they're like, ah, that sounds pretty good. So they like read the sales letter in reverse. That's why we have all these parts in the order that we have them. That's the psychology behind it. Let's dive into actually doing this, okay?
I love it. Thanks for providing that macro picture clarity because
Absolutely.
a lot of folks are, strategy thinkers and they lose the details. So it's important to kind of cover both sides. Thank you.
So what we have just discovered here is discommunication style. Because I'm the dominant influence guy. So I'm just like, yeah, just shut up and listen. All right. And then we got Paulson's like, hey, I'm kind of on the SC, dude, man. We gotta keep this steady. Let's explain to everybody what's going on. Let's bring them in. Let's, really go through this. So we're making a perfect team on this. So that was great that you had me do that.
And we did promise each other that we're gonna go get barbecue in downtown Dallas when you come for the conference. That's gonna be the celebration. Remember that.
Dude, it's all I'm thinking about. I'm going to start licking my fingers on the plane on the way down.
That's the why. We should have that as part of our copywriting for the conference. Come get Dallas barbecue.
How you can increase your profits, build your lists by getting your fingers dirty. How about that? All right.
All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
So first thing is the headline package. The bottom line is grab people, get them excited. Next is the from the desk of, and that basically just identifies the person speaking to them through the letter. All right. So it's from the desk of Jim Edwards, author, info marketer. Like, okay. I mean, this is all happening and they're not looking to sit around and analyze it. It's just reading it like, who is this? What's this all about? And then the next thing is the benefit. It tells them right up front what the letter is about in the form of a benefit regarding how anyone can create valuable podcasts, blog posts, and info products by interviewing experts. And that regarding thing also acts as like a sneaky little headline because it's telling them, and this is actually, this is a real successful sales letter that we sold in for software that we used to sell. We don't sell anymore, that we sold in different iterations, and it was a nice 6 figures. So, I mean, this is real copy that I'm showing you here, okay? And by the way, a 10-page sales letter doesn't need to be 10 pages. You can do it in a couple 3, okay? So, how anyone can create valuable podcasts, blog posts, and info products by interviewing experts. So, I mean, this is all happening really fast. Now, shocking statement. Now, the important thing here is that this is what gets people's attention and pulls them into the letter to keep reading. This is where it gets them to stop and pay attention. Now, you can also, with a sales letter, you can have a video sales letter. I don't know if we're going to have time to talk about video sales letter scripts and stuff in this, but the bottom line is your video sales letter should not normally be you reading your 10-page sales letter. It is hitting the highlights and the big benefits and stuff. And typically the purpose of a video sales letter is to act as a secondary hook, help them to get all the benefits and stuff, but they're probably still going to have to scroll down and read some stuff, at least read the summary of all the stuff they're going to get. All right. The video sales letter, unless you're truly doing a video sales letter thing, which is basically just a headline, the video, and a call to action button that takes them to an order page, or doing it right there on the page with the stack and the fill out the form, then the video sales letter has to carry all the weight. All right. Just as an aside, I'm trying to give you like 5 or 10 years worth of copywriting knowledge in an hour and a half. So the key to the shocking statement is that it should go against something that they think is true, or it should expose something that they suspect is true. Here's how to know if your wife's cheating on you. What? Okay, I'm reading. Okay. Or I'm just, we're yanking stuff like, 5 lies. Somebody said they do something with home sellers and stuff like that. So, 5 lies buyers tell real estate agents.
Yeah, people do the they versus us thing, right?
Right. What top producing real estate agents don't want you to know. What? I knew it. That is, by the way, that's another little copywriting tip. Most people really suspect that there's some secret information out there that's being withheld from them, that if they only knew that, then they could be successful. So, did you know that many info products, blogging, and podcasting courses teach you methods that don't work anymore and could actually get you blacklisted? What? Okay, Lee, I'll keep. And here's the thing, that's what I talked about in terms of a gate. They're not going to buy because of this. The whole purpose of this shocking statement is to get them to read the next part. That's it. Once they've read that, all I'm trying to do is open up their minds. And if I can sweep away some things that they hold as true, or if I can sow doubt, then I can use the rest of my copy to fill that vacuum that I've created. And I want to sweep away their old ideas and insert my new ideas.
Now, Jim, this will work for service-oriented businesses, right? I see a lot of people, they're like, does this only work for products? What if I'm selling Facebook ad services through a front-end SaaS offer for reviews, or, missed call text back, or AI widget or agent? These are questions that I feel like people are probably assuming, like, does this work for services?
It works for anything. It's, how can you shock them? Yeah. Did you know that most people who say they have a 75% success rate with running ads, all that means is they fired the people they couldn't help. I mean, there's probably a better way of saying that, but that's
Sure.
You want to whack them. That might offend someone. Good. Offend somebody. There's a maxim I've lived by for decades now, which is love me, hate me, there's no money in the middle. You got to force somebody to make a decision. Wimpy copy gets wimpy results. Strong copy gets strong results. If you're not pissing somebody off today, you ain't marketing. Okay? And especially if you're pissing your competitors off. They might not like me. Well, they're not paying your bills. All right, now we want to define the problem. Now, this is where you lay out the problem for them in no uncertain terms. What's the problem? The problem is I'm going to use the example of the thing with run the Facebook ad agency. The problem is that if you could run your own Facebook ads, you'd be doing it. Okay? If all those courses and books and tutorials and YouTube videos actually worked to show you how to run Facebook ads profitably for your business, you wouldn't be reading this page right now. I mean, I think I jumped right from problem into agitate. Sorry. But, the problem you face is that most bloggers, podcasters, and info marketers are doing the exact opposite of what they should do to actually book experts or get booked themselves. What? Define the problem. What's the problem? Okay. Problem is, I've got in this. I'm like my little chihuahua that gets into a piece of steak. I'm just going to go with the one. The problem is that you're spending a whole lot of money on Facebook ads, and your business partner, or even worse, your spouse, is going over that credit card bill like a forensic accountant from the IRS every single month and asking, hey, we're spending a lot of money on these Facebook ads. Are we making any money? Or are you still just testing? Ooh, that hurts. Now, let's make the problem even worse, even though I could say the problem in a way that probably get somebody pissed, but we got to make it worse, because when do you take an aspirin for a headache? When it's first coming on, or after you've sat on the couch debating whether you're going to take it or not, and then after a while you're being crabby to everybody, the kids don't want to be around you, your wife doesn't want anything to do with you, and then you're like, oh, maybe I better take a aspirin. Then you act like a little wuss and want everybody's sympathy because you've got a headache. Okay, you wait, you only take action when it's really, really bad. So we got to make it bad for them. We got to rub their nose in it. This is the step, this is the gate where you make the problem bigger, more immediate, more painful. This is where you want to be the drama queen or the drama king. Oh, Jim, that seems a little over the top. Good. That means not only are you working way too hard to create the content you need, but you're also competing against thousands of other people. That practically guarantees you'll keep struggling to create content, build your audience, and drive traffic because everybody else is doing it the exact same way, which sucks. I opened up one of my most profitable sales letters with a line that said this: it's enough to make you want to puke. That was how I opened up the sales letter, and that thing crushed because people were like, dang, you got to write it in a way that, but we have a really professional buttoned up image here. Oh, okay, cool. That's fine. You do what you want. I'm just telling you what works. All right. So now we've got them ginned up. We got them excited. We got them, they're worried that the house is going to get repossessed. Their wife's cheating on them. The dog's going to go live somewhere else. I'm thinking of the Toby Keith song where he's talking, that's my house and that's my yard. That's like the most depressing song ever. And I always wanted to ask, dude, what did you do that your wife left you and your kids are calling some other guy dad and he even adopted your dog? I digress. Present the solution. So we've got them all ginned up. We need to throw them a lifeline. Now, there's what you can really do if you really want to hold their head under the dunk tank is you eliminate all the things that they think they could do. And one of the things you always want to do when you eliminate, so that would be like step 6B before this next one, when you eliminate the other solutions, the other possibilities, one of the things you want to eliminate is waiting, procrastinating, because that's where you really hit them. If you procrastinate, this is really just going to snowball to hell fast. It's going to hurt.
Yeah.
And go ahead. What?
No, it would be something like, or you can just wait till the end of the year to fix your paid ads, or so, is that what you mean by waiting period, or what do you mean?
No, I mean you can just wait, do nothing. So or you can just keep rolling the way you're going, and how's that going to work out for you?
Gotcha.
Think about 6 months from now, you're still doing this. You're barely breaking even, and the only person that you're making rich is Zucks. The only person you're making rich is the little redheaded weird guy that kills his own goats and is building an underground bunker in Hawaii. Does that make you happy that, oh, wow, I spent $1 million on Facebook ads and we made $1,050,000? Wow. Okay. Does Zuck send you a Christmas card? No, all you did was give him your credit card number and he used that to, buy a goat and a fence. So next, we got to rescue him, right? I mean, you don't beat on these people forever. Otherwise, it sucks. I'm going to go watch cute cat videos. No, you present the solution. So this is where you introduce the salvation, man, to the horrors that you just described. Luckily for you, there's now a push button solution to your problem. It's the Expert Interview Wizard. It harnesses the power of other people's expertise to build your business. Stop struggling to create content for your blog, podcast, and info products. Let other people create the content you need, and they'll do it for free. Hey, that's pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Now, I don't sell this anymore, so in the comments, does that sound pretty good?
It does.
All
Now,
right.
I have a question. Are you at this point, are you describing the offer, or are you still in the phase of describing the why behind the offer?
No, this is where now
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
getting into the solution.
Okay.
And the solution, and here's what, okay, a couple things you need to understand here. Okay. This is where people get, let me tell you what I got. Let me tell you, it's amazing. You're going to get this, you're going to get this, you're going to get this, you're going to get this. Let's go back to a couple of things that we talked about. Offer stack, and the solution. The offer, honestly, at its core, the offer is a promise. The solution is the vehicle, and the offer stack is all the stuff you're going to get. So the first thing I got to do is make you a promise. I'm going to make you a promise. That's what I did in this thing. Okay. And the solution is, and they're kind of intertwined, but the solution is this software. But the promise is, I'm going to show you how to do all this stuff. Luckily for you, there's now a solution. Introducing, I mean, and this is just an easy way to do it. This is language patterns. You can do it. Okay, literally, luckily for you, there's now a solution. It's called Expert Interview Wizard. Now, here's the promise. Harnesses the power of other people's expertise to build your business. Stop struggling to create content for your blog, podcast, and info products. Let other people create the content for you, and they'll do it for free. Have I told you what it is yet? It's software. Okay, you know that it's software. Now, what I got to do is build pressure and desire for it. Okay? And I do that with sales copy bullets, with bullets. That's where you see the, and it does this, and it'll do this, and it'll do this, and it'll do this, and it'll do this. And you're like, holy crap, I gotta have it. What exactly is it? Well, wait a second. I got to build the pressure first. I hope this is what you're looking for. Okay.
Absolutely.
So we present the solution. We've started to present the solution. Here come the bullets. It's kind of like, here comes Honey Boo Boo. All right. You better recognize. Bullets create curiosity and internal pressure to buy. And I'm going to give you some examples here in a second, so don't worry. Bullets follow a formula, FBM, feature, benefit, meaning. Most people, their bullets are just features. Reads like the old Radio Shack stuff. Okay, it's like, it's 1000 megahertz. I don't know what the hell that means. So the feature's what it is. The benefit is what it does for the prospect. And this is the one that most people leave off, which is the meaning, what that means to the prospect in their life, in their situation. This is where you bring it home. You're not talking in generalities, you're talking in specifics. Now, does it always 100% follow this formula? Like everything's got to be the, feature benefit. It blank so you can, which means blank. Okay, that's here. I'll write this up here so everybody can see the formula. The upsell is going to be for the PDF of the notes, right? So your FBM formula is it blank so you can blank. So it feature what it does so you can benefit, which means blank, which is basically the emotional payoff, the meaning. Okay. Sometimes referred to as the benefit of the benefit. So one of the ways to get to this one is to, it blank so you can blank. Well, why is that important? Oh, because of this. Okay, great. Add that onto it. So it shows you how to publish your book on Amazon in 60 minutes so you can become a published author, which means you have instant authority in your niche. Woo! Okay. Now, polish that up a little bit, but that's a pretty good little benefit there. And the interesting thing is when you're writing bullets, oftentimes those bullets, one of those bullets might end up being a headline or a subheadline because you're like, oh, that thing's humming. We cooking with gas with this one. Okay. Now, am I going too far afield here, Paulson? You're looking at
No,
me
no,
like
no.
it's like,
No, no, I'm just absorbing. And I'm just thinking about, to be frank, I'm thinking about a reviews challenge where JB teaches our 5-day challenge. We teach people how to use reviews to go to local businesses. So we have to create the FBM to attract local businesses using reviews. Like here's the benefit of getting, I don't know, 100 more reviews for your local restaurant. That's where I was trying to create an example in my mind.
I gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm following. This is awesome.
Yeah. Okay. It creates social proof so you can get more customers, which means you'll be the number one restaurant in town.
Mm, yeah.
Anyway, I hope I'm just my hope is that this is helpful. Okay, so we want some examples. So what would be some examples? Again, reminder. You're like, well, some of these, Jim, don't have a meaning in them. Or I'm not perceiving this as a meaning. I mean, it's only got two things in it. So is it feature and meaning or feature and benefit? Or is it benefit and meaning? Just calm down, Chuckles. I'm telling you how to do it, and I'm showing you how to do it, and we're good. All right. So promote your book by having bloggers, podcasters, list owners, and webinar hosts interview you as the expert. Create unlimited podcast episodes and blog content in a flash in written audio and video formats. Package other people's knowledge to sell yourself in ebooks, webinars, teleseminars, courses, and more. You can tell this was from a while back because it says teleseminars. Some of these people don't even know what the heck a teleseminar is. Helps you pursue hot markets without worrying about being the expert yourself. Enables you to set yourself up as an expert or publisher with unlimited potential. Network and get to know movers and shakers in your niche. Add value to your existing products or affiliate offers with unique bonuses. Create unlimited content you can use to drive traffic and much, much more. Now, would you say those bullets are kind of compelling?
They are.
Okay. Now, here's the interesting thing. Blank by having blank interview you as the expert or whatever the payoff is. But you can start, when you start thinking about in terms of feature benefit meaning, you can literally start dissecting great sales copy that you see. It's, oh, I can use that. And if you say, hey, I can use that, then start creating a swipe file. Now, the old kids will print them out and have, like I have, notebooks and stuff of them. New kids probably take screenshots and put it in Evernote. I don't care what you do, but you start gathering up copy that works. Now, I built all this pressure with the bullets, right? Everybody's excited, right? I mean, they're pumped. And now the little green-eyed devil of doubt comes in. It's like, not so fast. This all sounds pretty good, but who's this chucklehead that's talking to me? By now, you might be wondering, who is Jim Edwards and how can he help you with doing or with conducting or doing interviews to build your business? So you tell a few sentences to explain why they should believe you. So, for example, absolutely true. Syndicated newspaper columnist since 1998. Wrote a syndicated newspaper column for 10 years. I've interviewed hundreds of people. I've interviewed everybody from Jay Abraham to Dan Kennedy to Frank Kern to a giant list of notable copywriters of various repute. And I've made millions of dollars with interviews as part of the equation as bonuses or even as the products themselves. So now you're like, oh. So at this point, they might even go to Google and check you out. Oh, okay, he's not BSing me. All right, fine. Maybe he did all this stuff, but can he help me? And does this really matter? Now, proof. You have to prove that what you're saying is true about both yourself and whatever it is you're selling. So this is where it gets a little murky, because the best form of proof is if you have results-oriented testimonials from people that you've actually taught or that you've actually helped that say, oh my God, Paulson is amazing. He showed up for 10 minutes and we're just having people show up and bring us bushel baskets of money and our favorite food every single day at precisely 3:15. That's a pretty good testimonial. Now, but not everybody has results-oriented testimonials. So you kind of check down through the hierarchy of testimonials. So if you can get results-oriented testimonials, that's great. I've seen people build entire businesses on basically one. They helped one person and told that story, and that became the story of the brand. You can also have endorsements by people that know what they're talking about. I wrote an endorsement from J. Conrad Levinson, who wrote the Guerrilla Marketing books, for my little 7-day ebook. He gave me one way back in the day. God bless him. It was totally nonsensical, but it was my #1 display thing. It said, if William Shakespeare was alive today, he'd spend a lot of time reading Jim and Joe's book. That's the quote he gave me. But it was because it became from him that it worked. So testimonials, quotes, endorsements, that kind of stuff. Also, show your results. At a minimum, you got to show that you were able to get whatever the result is. Show customer results if you can. If you can't, go grab a customer by the ear, drag them along, help them get the results kicking and screaming. If you got to do it for them, do it for them. Whatever you got to do to show that somebody else got the result. You can also use statistics and studies to help justify what it is that you're saying is true and relevant. What I do not recommend, and this is something that really pisses me off when I see people do this, is they will go out and find quotes from people who are in the industry or something like that, and they will use the quotes from the person in the industry, but make it look like that person is giving them an endorsement with the quote. I've seen that, and it's really irritating. It's also a good way to get sued, or at least get a cease and desist. I am not a legal professional. I'm not giving legal advice. Please consult your veterinarian, your attorney, your rabbi, whatever. Now, but this is where you got to prove that you deliver, or that this is just proof that people go, oh, okay, this works. This is important. Now we want to sum up the offer. You're going to read. This is where you're going to iterate or reiterate every single thing they're going to get. So when you sign up today, you're going to get the software. You're going to get all the interviews. You're going to get all the stuff. You're also going to give them why they want to act now. So here's all the stuff you're going to get, and here's why you should buy today. You want to buy today because you're going to get all this extra stuff. But you got to make sure that the bonuses are relevant. Not just some janky stuff you had piled up on your hard drive. Not something just because you saw, oh, somebody had 20 bonuses. I need 20 bonuses. No. You need a bonus that makes sense. Now, I'm going to give you, I told you I was going to share with you some of the most profitable advice I ever got in my whole life. What this says, Expert Interview Secrets, 5-part training course. Others charge as much as $300 for this information, but it's yours free when you sign up today. Coolest tip about bonuses I ever got. I was standing in a hotel lobby in Boulder, Colorado at a conference. I was talking to a guy, I'll tell you his name. His name was Marlon Sanders. Really a cool dude. And I was telling him about my website and some other stuff. I told him that I was losing out partially in sales because people were buying mortgage software instead of buying my info product. And he said, oh, that's easy. Take your competitor's USP and give it away as a free bonus. I'm like, what? What are you saying? Take the unique selling proposition of your competitors and give it away as a free bonus. Don't steal their product. That's not what I'm saying. But whatever it is, the gist of whatever they are selling, give that away as a free bonus. So in this case, I went and surprisingly cheaply, very inexpensively. At the time, I was living in a trailer, so I had no money. I was able to license a piece of mortgage software in order to give it away as a free bonus with a product I had on how not to get ripped off on a mortgage. And as soon as I did that, my sales went up 50% overnight. And I have since done that where I look at it and I see, okay, if someone's going to be making a decision between me and somebody else, my product and their product, how can I take what is the unique selling proposition of their product and either make it myself and give it away as a free bonus, or I've even, here's the funny thing, I have licensed other people's software to give away as a bonus with my offer. And I was paying them like 10 cents on the dollar to be able to sell their product as part of my product.
Jim, you just gave me an idea to, if I'm competing with a funnel building software, you're telling me I should give away a bunch of funnel building software if I'm competing as part of our bonus, huh?
So, so what I'm saying is if you're competing against, if you're going head to head against somebody else and they're doing exactly the same thing that you're doing, then what you want to do is make sure that you're either not charging extra for a feature that they're charging. It's not about racing to the bottom as far as price. It's having people look at what you're selling and go, well, if I buy yours, then I don't need them. So that's kind of what you do on the Go High Level Sales page, where at the bottom you show all those icons and say, you know, you don't need this, you don't need this, you don't need that, you don't need the you don't need the autoresponder because it's included. You don't need the funnel builder because it's included. You don't need the A/B split tester because it's included. You don't need the tracking thing because it's included. You don't need the follow-up thing because it's included. All that stuff. It's like that's exactly what you're doing with that image.
Mm.
Now, in this case, it's not a bonus, it's baked in. So that, in a way, is even better. But let's say that a competitor was selling a really expensive training on how to do something funnel related. I don't know what it could be, but they were charging a crap ton of money for it.
Maybe let's do like a real estate example. There's a $10,000 real estate syndicate course somewhere.
Mm-hmm. So the gist of it is, if that course, whatever that course is selling, is probably all about leads. It's about getting leads. It's about converting those leads into customers. And then it's about following up and developing relationships. So we have an entire training that's taught by industry experts that shows you how to generate leads on social media, that shows you how to generate leads by email in your local market, shows you how to generate leads through paid Facebook ads on a budget of just $20 a day. Bip, 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 bip. You could compare this training to 10,000. People are selling for up to $10,000. It's included when you buy real estate high level. Okay, like whatever your real estate high level, offer is, when you get the lead software, however you're packaging up Go High Level for real estate agents, you're going to get all that training included. So it's like, oh crap, you mean I could get the $97 a month thing over here, or whatever it is? Basically, what I'm saying is you can get 8 or 9 years worth of high level for what you would pay for just that course, and you would still need to buy the software. That's at least going to get some people's attention. But where this really kicks in is when you just know that a competitor it's like they're making an either or choice. You stop it from being an either or choice, and it turns into, if I buy from you,
I get both.
I get both,
I love that.
or damn close.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we've done all this. So that's my little $1 million tip for you. The term $1 million tip is used only for illustrative purposes, may be considered hyperbole by some, but is just used anecdotally to convey value. Your results will vary. Okay.
Man, our compliance team's gonna love you, man.
Dude, they're gonna buy me barbecue when as soon as I get to Dallas, they're gonna meet me with a plate. I want to be like, ooh, licking my fingers, picking up my luggage. All right. So let's keep going. Now, we've done all this stuff. We give them a reason to act now. They're like, oh, dude, I really want this. But I got to go tell my wife, I got to go tell my boss that I'm going to spend this money. All right. What if it doesn't work out? Because I need to be able to tell them a story, or at least tell my story that I'm covered in case this doesn't work out. So here's where we use a guarantee, and we're going to remove the risk. Now, the key here, thing to understand, is that just to say, 30-day money back guarantee, I got news for you, dude. They know they can get their money back in 30 days, whether you say 30 or not, because all they got to do is call the credit card company and bitch, and they'll get their money back. And then you got to deal with a chargeback and that 1% thing that you better never go above, or they're going to whack your wee and take away your birthday. You're going to be processing payments through your aunt's store at the craft mall. So we need to remove that risk, but do it in such a way that it reinforces the big benefits and payoffs of what you're selling. So what you want to do is you want to make your guarantee zesty. What do I mean by zesty? Well, take 30 full days to put us to the test. If the expert interview wizard doesn't make it, point and click simple to interview any expert on any topic. If it doesn't teach you how to find experts, you can interview for your blog, podcast, info products, or any other purpose. And if it doesn't make doing interviews fun and profitable, we don't want your money. Just say the word and we'll refund every penny, no questions asked. Now, what did I do there? Made it kind of fun, but I also played up the fact that, hey, I reinforced all the benefits. It's like, hey, and this is a funny thing, as I said, if it doesn't make, this is a little psychology thing. This is another reason I could say, hey, I can't promise you that you'll pay off your house with a sales letter. I can't promise you you'll buy a waterfront estate. I can't promise you that you will buy a Rolls Royce and after 10 years of owning it, just give it away to a friend because you felt generous one day. I can't tell you all of those things will happen for you. But what I can tell you is I will teach you everything I know about creating sales letter funnels. What did you have to think of even though I told you I can't promise that? You thought of money, cars, and a cool waterfront estate. So even though it's a little psychological trick that you can use with copywriting. Are you typing to something? Are you typing to somebody?
Notes. I'm taking notes.
He's like, this is like, when will this guy be done? It's lunchtime.
No. I'm taking notes as you chat.
But even though I said this, I can't tell you, or if it doesn't, you have to think, wow, this is going to be point and click simple to interview anybody about anything. I'm going to be able to interview people for my blog and my podcasts, info products, and it's going to be fun. Otherwise, it's going to be my money back. Now, isn't that a lot more fun way to tell people they can have their money back? I think so. The honest thing is that there's, like, I call it the 5% fudge head factor. Fudge head factor. 5% of the people are just going to be a problem. And for certain percentage of them are just going to refund. Hey, just is what it is, man. Don't focus on them. They can ruin your day. Now, our refund rate's actually a lot lower than that. But you plan on a 5% fudge head factor and you'll never be disappointed. but we focus on the 95. We want them to feel good. So like here's, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but I mean, here's the actual guarantee, that we use from this software. I was grabbing screenshots off Wayback Machine. But if this, no, literally, I was grabbing these screenshots off Wayback
I
Machine.
believe you.
If this software doesn't help you quickly create amazing interviews you can use to sell and promote your books, products, and more, if it doesn't save you hours of time staring at a blank screen and getting your thoughts organized to create original custom interviews, if it doesn't make interviewing experts for your blog, how old this is, blab, podcasts, webinars, and teleseminars to create amazing original content, copy and paste simple. We don't want your money. We give it all back. No questions asked, no hard feelings. We know this software will do exactly what we promised and so much more, and we'll let you use it for 30 days, put it to the test. If it isn't everything we say it is and more, you'll get a full and complete refund. So you have nothing to lose, everything to gain for using content marketing to explode your business profits, no matter what business you're in. Dude, I just basically restated all the benefits and payoffs of the entire sales letter in the guarantee. And see, when we have that alternative reading path, there are certain people that'll read the headline, they'll read the little bit at the beginning, they read the PS, they'll look at the thing, and then they'll look at the guarantee. So that's how I hit and how do I know that? Because I've used Hotjar to look at the actual reading paths that people go through, and you can watch what they do.
And just for context, Jim, this was a software system you had created to help people schedule podcasts and interviews?
No,
what was the mechanics for it?
The mechanics of this was like pre all this. I mean, I've known for my scripts and other stuff like that. We're not going to worry about that right now. But this was like this was the second generation off the first stuff that I was selling back in the early 2000s.
Gotcha.
So this was pre-online. I mean, this was still downloadable software and stuff, but it basically, you would fill it out, and then it would generate all of the questions on a whole bunch of different styles of interview. It would write your sales copy for you. It would write your opt-in copy. It would write the letters to ask people to let you interview them. It had agreements and stuff in it. And it just made, it was soup to nuts. It was cool.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So anyway,
context.
Yeah. But I just, we grew. So now, call to action with a reason to act now. So you tell people exactly what you want them to do in no uncertain terms and give them a reason to do it. So go ahead, click the order button and below right now. Within 5 minutes, you'll access the software and be on your way to doing amazing and profitable interviews, even on topics you know little or nothing about. Do it now before the exclusive bonuses get pulled forever and the price goes up. Ow. Okay. Then you see the stack and all the goodies. This is where it's like, okay, this is it. Date night's over. It's time to decide if we're going to the next step. This is true. Don't you love that subhead up there, dude? This truly is a no-brainer offer. I'm going to tell you what, man, on a webinar, I was getting, in one of the iterations that we did, the software, we had a 40% close rate on the webinar. 40% purchase rate on the webinar. That's pretty good. Consistently. Sometimes as high as 55%. But this is where you tell them, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the software. You're going to get the training. You're going to get the case studies, and you're going to get the projects. And there's stuff about the offer and stuff about that knowledge, skill, resources, and support, all that stuff I mentioned. We're not going to worry about that.
And this is the offer stack, right?
Yeah, this is the offer stack. This is what you're going to get.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, if I was going to do this today, I'd have a picture to go with each one of those. There'd be a picture to go with each one of those things. Okay. So, and we were selling this all day long for $497. All right. Finally, the PS. This is where we're going to restate the benefits and tell them to act now. So again, I've talked about this, but people take the secondary reading path, which means that they'll skim the headline, the subheadlines, the guarantee, and the PS to decide if they want to buy it or they want to go back and read the letter. So again, this is called the alternative reading path. If you want to feel cool when you're talking to people, all your sales buddies, or when you're, when you're at Go High Level and you're talking about your sales letters, I tweaked my alternative reading path and my conversion went up by 0.5%, which resulted in a 300% increase in our bottom line profitability. It was like, wow, that dude knows what he's talking about. The PS is basically your last chance to get him to take some sort of action. This is it. This is, again, shy don't make sales. If you're not used to banging your own gong, tooting your own horn, or exposing yourself in a right way to get attention, you better get over that quick. P.S. Never before has it been so easy to create blog content, podcast episodes, and info products using other people's expertise than it is with this point and click software. Get your copy of the Expert Interview Wizard now before your competitors use it to kick your tail in the market. Click here now. There you go. So now we've gone through this. You've put together all these pieces. You took me seriously and you're like, okay, put this together in all these parts. Now what you want to do is you want to polish up your sales letter. You want to take all those blocks, put them in a row, make them work. The number one thing that you need to do is to add sub headlines. Each major section should have a sub headline because that creates the alternative reading path. So now we're going to run over to Go High Level. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So, big promise, power up your business, elevate your marketing and sales with high levels all in one platform. Now I'm just going to read down this real quick. High Level has everything you need to succeed. Building the digital marketing engine, capture new leads, nurture leads into customers, fully automated booking, create memberships. Holy crap, just got what we need. Close more deals, grow your business. Oh, we could even white label this. Award-winning support. Dude, they're okay. Join the movement. They got a cool community, which I know is true. Oh, and now, oh, I ain't got to get this. I ain't got to get this. Only thing I might do with this, and I'm not, dude, I'm not sticking my nose in, but maybe a subhead above this to like let them know what they're looking at. That's all I'm saying. Join the most successful marketers on the planet. Want to hear more success stories? Boom. The only thing I might have would be one last little thing down here with a PS that restated some stuff. Yeah. And maybe on this, I might say, hear from people just like you who are crushing it with Go High Level. That little stuff. And this isn't, but do y'all see what I'm saying here? Now it's like, okay, let me scroll back up and look at the stuff that I'm most interested in. Like, okay, like this thing up here, leads into customers. What's this all about? Okay. So that's an alternative reading path. I haven't read the whole thing, but I should be able to get an idea of what all this stuff is all about just by going over that. And one of the keys things that you can do, and this is important to I'm all about recycle, upcycle, all that stuff. However you're creating your headlines, your bullets and all that stuff, don't throw them away, because a lot of times those leftover headlines from your initial brainstorming for the main headline can turn into those sub-headlines. And as you start training your mind to do that, you'll start seeing those opportunities. Hey, you know what? I know that this ain't really good for this one thing, but you know what? Down here, maybe it's Go High Level helps real people across every industry you could think of. What? Now the compliance people, it can't say every. Please add virtual to that, and then we'll let that pass. Okay, virtually every industry you could think of. Just saying. And then maybe each one of these you take a display quote from their testimonial and use that as a headline for each one of these. So literally it becomes hook story and they're on the offer. So that's something. The other thing, when you're polishing, I want to get through this because I don't want to miss anything. Each section should have a graphic that encapsulates the big idea for that section of the sales letter, because people skim and people scan and they skim, and especially as it relates to the subheadline for each section. So again, they do an awesome job of this over here on the Go High Level site. I want you to look at this with a different eye right now. Okay.
You know what's crazy, Jim?
Yeah. What?
Well, I need to add some color here and address a white elephant. Whenever, so years ago, I want to say maybe like 2020 or 2021, This was like literally a sales letter Robin, one of our co-founders, put together while he was at a mastermind. I believe it was like Rob Bailey's mastermind in our early days of launching High Level. It was like, yeah, we like the idea, but how do we buy this thing? So he literally put together a sales letter that you're describing, and it crushed. Then, like several months later, we were like, okay, we got a marketing department, branding, all this corporate stuff. And we put together this really fancy, beautiful looking website looking thing.
Uh-huh.
And I'm telling you, it was so precise in the design,
Uh-huh.
and that thing will not perform.
Yeah.
This, kind of wonky looking sales letter crushed it.
Yeah.
So since the early days, we kept the old sales letter, and people ask us, is this really a massive company's website? Yeah, we have a funnel as our website, which is a sales letter model. Of
Yeah.
course, we test like 18 different versions of this. We literally A/B test this thing every single week with
Sure.
just 2 or 3 words. And I'm telling you, it goes to what Jim is saying on how to sell a product. Fancy stuff sometimes doesn't work. It's a language in it. I just wanted to add that color because we get this question of like, is that your real website? Of
Dude,
course.
I wasn't ripping on this. I think this thing's
No,
great.
no, no,
It's
no.
my
Yeah.
case study. This
Well,
is terrific.
absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
so look at this. The headline relates to the image, building digital marketing engine. Just like I told you, capture new leads. Oh, yeah, it's leads. Nurture customer. Oh, okay. I mean, it's like fully automated book. Oh, there's something on their phone. Create membership areas. Oh, shit. Okay. I mean, close. I mean, dude, it does what it's supposed to do. It's like, this is real advice that has come from decades of doing this.
Yep.
And then let's look at the last one here is the buy button. Okay. Your buy button, can you put a benefit in it? Can you put something exciting in it? Can you make it more compelling? Some examples, join the Founders Club at 77. Now download now, just 197. Let me tell you though, don't be putting a price in areas. Oh, you should put tons and tons of buy buttons in your stuff. And you're going to put them all the way at this because the more buy buttons, somebody say, the more buy buttons you have, the more sales you're going to make. That's bullcrap. And sure, do not ever mention the price until after you have established the value. Do not mention the price in a button. We have the buttons up at the top under the video sales letter because somebody told me that, so-and-so is really smart, said that. They're a chucklehead, and so are you. Do not ever give somebody the price until you have established the value. So that means you might have one type of button up at the top that's anchored. They whack the button under the video sales letter. It shoots them down to the stack. Once they've read the stack and you've established the value, then you can give them the price. Okay, so a couple more examples real quick. Claim your copy now, click here, register now. This is one of my favorites, is to cross out the regular price and to give them another price. Claim your savings, click here, reserve your spot, click here. I want you to notice what they do here. 14-day free file. I can't say it, but 14-day free file, Paulson. 14-day free trial, take your marketing to next level. 14-day free trial, take your marketing to next level. I mean, I even love how this is tied visually to the payoff thing. Okay. This is literally a tie down, as they say in old school sales. Okay. And now still, I mean, in one place do they show the price, and it's all the way down here at the bottom after they've shown you that you're getting like $8 gajillion worth of value for
Yeah.
just $297 a month. I also like how they show the $297 a month, but then you can, but they said, but I can start for 97. Maybe I'll do the, yeah, I'll just do the 297. This is worth it.
Yeah.
But you notice the call to action is the exact same call to action they've been using throughout. Then
Yeah.
when you do this, we're not asking for the credit card yet. We're going to
Yeah.
get some compliance. We're going to get the thing going. And then we'll get their credit card. But if they don't do that, they get over there, guess what? We got a phone number that's an email, so we can start doing an abandoned cart sequence. You
Yeah.
tricky marketers. By the way, if you would like to use the same software that we use, we've arranged to get you a 30-day free trial, over twice the usual free trial, an entire month that you can use this software risk-free and build your funnels. You're also going to get my snapshot, templates, and training baked into it. You just go to gohighlevel.com/Jim Edwards offers. That's gohighlevel.com/Jim Edwards offers. Last thing I want to hit on real quick is editing your sales letter. Oh, Jim, this is now feeling like 11th grade English class. Well, 11th grade English class didn't make you any money, but this class can potentially make you money if you do what I tell you. No guarantees, your results may vary. Here's the thing. I do that just tongue in cheek. It's like, if you do this, you're going to do a hell of a lot better than not doing it. I do know that. So here's my 4-pass edit system. It's actually real simple. First pass is I edit sales letter in the word processor. All right, that's my first one. Then I got my little F7 key. You might have your Grammarly, which you want to be real careful about that, because Grammarly will neuter your sales copy in a big way. Okay. So next, what you're going to do, the next thing you do is you read it out loud. That feels kind of goofy. Okay, do it by yourself. Read it out loud, because that creates a different path to your brain. And you're going to spot rough spots and stuff that you're just glossing over when you're reading it. You try and read it, it turns into a tongue twister. Well, that's going to happen to the person that's reading your stuff. The third pass is you put all the pieces together in your funnel builder. Of course, it's go high level. And you take another edit pass at it. Now, the cool thing is that because you built this in blocks, you're able to put it in as blocks inside the editor, so that you're doing your headline, you're doing your bullets, you're doing your paragraphs. It also looks different. It's in a different format, so that causes you to look at it differently, and you're going to spot different stuff. So you're taking a third edit pass at it. And then the final pass is you have 3 friends read it over and tell you what they think. If you don't have any friends, ask for feedback in Facebook groups, as long as the people that run the group aren't going to bitch that you've shared your sales letter and blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm going to dispel a myth that you may have heard. And you'll hear these legends of copy say stuff like, okay, what you do is you show this to 4 friends and have them read it. And if they tell you it's good, then that means it sucks. And the only way you'll know if it's good is if they say, hey, how can I get that? Well, that's actually BS, unless your friends are actually in your target audience. If your friends are in your target audience, then hopefully 1 or 2 of them say, hey, can I get it? But my mom ain't a realtor. My dad wasn't a realtor. God rest his soul. But I had him read my sales copy because he was real good at reading stuff and finding where it was messed up. But I've heard that, and I know that some people like feed that back and say, oh, somebody has to say that. No, that's not true. Okay, I'm getting wound up. I need some lunch. I'm thinking of those ribs, and I know it's going to be like 2 weeks before I can get them. Okay, so last, the most critical part of any sales letter is the headline. If your headline sucks, your results will suck. That's the bottom line. Why? Because you can have a perfect sales letter, but if it has a crap headline, hardly anybody's going to stop and read it. But if you have an amazing headline and an average sales letter, more people are going to stop and read it, so you're going to get more hits just because you're getting up to bat more often. So again, the single most important part is the headline. And headline testing is the single most important thing you can do to increase your revenue. And I told you the story yesterday of how I increased sales on a sales letter by 500% just by changing a headline. Absolutely true. Hand on a Bible. Absolutely true. That headline outperformed the previous headline by 500%. And I also showed you the rest of that headline package, that rather large, bulky headline package. Whatever it is, pull out those hopes, dreams, and desires you might be too scared to admit even to yourself, because you're about to discover the exact 5-step formula that gets you anything you want faster than you ever dreamed possible. Woo! I'll take 2. So what did we cover? Well, why perfect sales letters matter, how to create one, the perfect sales letter formula, essential components, polishing and testing, and much, much more. Final thoughts? Perfect sales letters are not dead. People say the long form sales letter is dead. They're chuckleheads, dumb, and poor. They go very nicely also with video sales letters. I'm just saying, might talk about that another day if you have me back. So far, I think it's going well, but we got 2 more days to go. You be the judge of that. Might do another one day on video sales letters. Creating a sales letter is not hard. It doesn't have to take a long time, and it doesn't have to be 20 pages. Your assignment, get it done. Get one done. Get your first one done. Go back, fix your existing one. Do something so you can be the jump up and down monster that's making money while you sleep. As a reminder, next session, lead funnels, specifically how to get more leads. And after that, follow-up funnels, how to build relationships, and back-end sales. This ends the formal part of our presentation. I'm happy to take questions for a few minutes, and then I have to eat some lunch before my 2 o'clock.
Well, we appreciate it, Jim. I'm gonna ask the audience a big favor here. If you have loved day 1 and day 2 so far, in the Facebook streaming, I want you to type in hashtag so far, because Jim keeps picking at me when he asked me how we're doing. I said, well, so far things are great. But I want you to all express your gratitude and love. We have 2 more days. Day 3, to me, it's what kind of glues it all together. We have day 4 as well on Thursday. Tomorrow is around lead funnels, or essentially some people call it opt-in funnels as well.
Sure.
But either way,
Yeah.
that's what we're going to cover. Can you give us a little bit of a 30-second view of what we can expect tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, just like I laid out the wireframe and how to put together a sales letter, I'm going to do the exact same thing with opt-in lead pages that work, okay, with millions of clicks and visits and conversion and all that good stuff. And I'm going to show you exactly what to do, exactly how to structure it. It won't matter whether it's for an event or a download or whatever. We use the exact same formula over and over and over.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And for those of you that are watching this, maybe you're on the fence about high level. Jim, do you mind putting those slides up real quick so people can understand what's coming with this workshop? So we do have the offer that Jim talked about, the 30-day trial, which you get a full month to check out high
Which
level.
slide do you look? Which slide do you look?
The one we had your offer link on there, the Jim Edwards offer link. I just want to make sure that's available. And Jordan or someone in the community team, if you're watching this, can we put this down in the comments? Because if you do jump into a 30-day trial as part of this workshop that's happening right now, if you don't have an account, you get all the snapshot that Jim has approved and created with our team that comes with, that includes the fundamentals and the principles of everything that's being taught. You're not going to find that anywhere else. It's part of this workshop, so just take advantage of it. Jim, can you share some notes on this of what they're getting with the 30-day trial?
The biggest thing that they're going to get 30-day access to the exact same software that we use to build our business. That's pretty darn good. We're using it. We eat our own cooking. Number 2, inside that snapshot, I built in some very expensive training that I am including for you. Also, you are going to get a share funnel that has an adapted version of one of my most successful sales letters ever, that you can see exactly how it's laid out, see all the different parts so that you can just adapt it to your own. Same thing with the lead funnel. Same thing with a follow-up funnel. So it's as if I shared a part of my soul into your Go High Level account and then gave you the training on how to adapt it and use it. I mean, I don't think I could think of anything better than that than if I showed up in person with Subway or
I,
ribs.
I love it, or some short ribs, yeah. And also just to reiterate, this is for someone who doesn't have a high level account. If you are already part of the high level family, stay patient, stay put. We'll make sure you get all those snapshots and stuff like that in day 4. And by the way, you have to have a high level account to use a snapshot. You won't be able to insert that floppy disk anywhere else. No other computer will work. No other computer will work. But either way, we'll see you all tomorrow, same time, 12 o'clock EST. That's New York time for those of you that are international. Jim, I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy
I'll see
lunch.
you. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, bye for now.